Welcome to Speed Talking with Fora, a weekly debrief that keeps you up to date on the latest trends in travel. Here's your host, Henley Vasquez.
Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Henley, and today we are going to be talking about the joys of domestic travel. Maybe that doesn't sound as glamorous as heading off to the Amalfi Coast, and you know that we love the exotic trips. But what I want to talk about this week is what I did last week, which is stay a little bit closer to home, and why I did it, and maybe why you should too. So let's start with some stats. These are a little bit scary. US passport expediting times. So this is you paid to get it faster, 7 to 9 weeks. I've picked it up, I've realized it's expired, and I don't want to pay for expediting. It's going to take you anywhere from 10 to 13 weeks to get a new passport. So if you have had a passport expired during the last few years of not traveling internationally, you're going to need a minute to get a new one. On top of that, delays and cancellations, we all know this anecdotally, right? We hear about this. It's happened to us. It's happened to our friends. It's not good out there. Flights are getting canceled. Flights are getting delayed. Routes are getting rerouted. And according to the data that we're seeing, they're saying that there's, this is kind of wild, a shortage of approximately, I shouldn't even be laughing, it's so sad, 32,000 commercial pilots, mechanics, and air traffic controllers. So if anybody's looking for a job, maybe go out and do that because they need more people, or become a travel advisor so that you can navigate the problems of not having enough of them. But this is the reason why I'd say that, on top of also transportation strikes, all of that in Europe, maybe stay closer to home. If you are like me and you are busy at work and you do not plan your trips into the last minute, totally guilty. Staying close to home means you can plan them a little bit more easily when you don't have a lot of time to get to work. So why? Why should you stay close to home? Well, I did a road trip from Virginia, Tennessee, into Georgia with my kids. Things that I loved about it, we were on the road, we had playlists, there were potato chips all over the car, all of that fun stuff. And also, don't tell me, but the South is too hot right now. It's really hot in Sicily too, but here I was driving around in my air-conditioned car for a lot less money. This was a really fun trip to do with kids. It was easy for me to pull together. And I will say that it enables you to balance your budget a little bit more carefully, which if you are a last minute planner, you also are going to pay that top dollar because what's left tends to be more expensive rooms. So what I did, I took a really nice hotel in between, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, and I balanced it with 2 less expensive hotels. I stayed at a Curio Collection in Roanoke, Virginia. Yeah, Roanoke may not be on your map already. It should. I had the best hamburger with pimento cheese in my life there. And on the other side, I stayed at the new Kimpton in Atlanta. It's called the Shane. It's super cool. It was $200 a night for a double queen room that slept me and my kids. That's a pretty good deal. In the middle, we stayed at Blackberry Mountain, which, yes, is totally splurgy, but completely amazing. We were rock climbing and we were clay shooting. My youngest, she was at a kids camp where they went and picked blackberries, met a family of bears, then came back and baked the muffins. This is crazy. Kids camps don't exist like that. We did all of this without having to fly more than 2 hours. We flew from New York down into Virginia, and then we flew back from Atlanta to New York. No long flights, no expensive tickets. And yes, I spent way more money than I probably should on the one part, but we balanced it out with everything else, so it was worth it. If you like this idea, and you should, and you're thinking about staying domestic for maybe a last minute trip in August, I wanted to highlight a few hotels on top of these that are maybe these under the radar ones that you haven't heard of. So first of all, Blackberry, it is a splurge. You've probably heard of Blackberry Farm. Blackberry Farm, super romantic, really wonderful. Yes, you can bring your kids, but Blackberry Mountain is the one that less people have heard of that is a little bit more positioned for families, and you might be more likely to find a room there. It's got a rock climbing wall, a basketball court, water slides into a lake. So all of this stuff that's really geared towards families, whereas Blackberry Farm is a little bit more sipping a great wine on a romantic dinner. That's not happening with my kids. Mountain. Another one, you want to go out west, do the whole LA, California coastline thing, check out L'Hermitage Beverly Hills. This is the under the radar 5-star hotel in Beverly Hills. It is gorgeous. Every room is massive. It's in this beautiful neighborhood. It's really quiet. You can go for a jog. You don't feel like you're in the middle of any craziness. Every single room has this huge walk-in closet. If you're traveling with kids, you could totally put a crib in there, by the way. And people don't seem to know about that much. So I love this one for finding last minute availability and just better pricing. Also, sharing out one that one of our advisors found near Jackson Hole right now. We all know Jackson Hole is like super popular at the moment. I love it, but it is really booked up, and prices, like compared to pre-pandemic, prices have gotten really high. Turban Mountain Ranch. This is a cool dude ranch in Wyoming you may not have heard of that is right around Jackson Hole. And the one I would add is a place called Three Spear. Was a family camp owned sort of in the middle of the country. The families would fly in and have this dude ranch experience. They turned it into a hotel, really affordable. It is about an hour and a half outside of Jackson Hole. So two places that you may not have heard of that get you that Western experience. L'Hermitage, Beverly Hills, that get you the super chic LA vibe, or head down south, go to Atlanta, go to the New Kimpton, go to Blackberry Mountain, climb the walls, have fun, and enjoy your domestic travel, because this is one way to get that vacation that you want without driving yourself crazy at the last minute and without trying to go nuts on a plane, battling all of the crazy lines. I do travel all of the time. And let me tell you, even I am walking in airports right now and going like, are you kidding me? I have every fast pass, every clear, all of this, and the lines are still nuts. So be aware, it is a wild world of travel out there, and we are here to keep you in the loop and tell you what's happening. Next week, we are going to be in Vegas, reporting live from Virtuoso Travel Week. So we'll be talking more then about a whole lot of other stuff as we get together with everybody in the industry to have fun, talk travel, plan lots of it, maybe pull our hair out a little bit, have very tired feet from running around the halls of the Bellagio in heels. And we will look forward to seeing you then. Tune in next week.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't travel too far before hitting follow and subscribe. Check in next week for the newest episode of Speed Talking with Fora, and our take on what's currently happening in the wild world of travel.